We're going to start in a seat. And allow yourself just to stack the spine. Let the hips feel heavy. And give yourself an opportunity to just check in. Check in on the mind. Check in on the body. If it feels comfortable, close the eyes. Otherwise, just allow the gaze to travel down the tip of your nose. Trying to give yourself a moment just to observe all that is happening in the mind and the body. Last week we discussed Yoga Sutra, and today we'll talk about Yoga Sutra 1, 2. The Yoga Sutras are kind of a guidance of how to live both on and off the mat. So how do we practice yoga in our lives, even when we're not just practicing the poses? So the second sutra says yoga chitta vritti nirodhaha. Chitta vritti nirodhaha. And this sutra is considered to be the definition of yoga. It says that yoga is the intentional calming and stilling of all the self-limiting, self-defeating, and self-judging tendencies of citta, or the mind. It is the deepest place inside of us, our subconscious mind. It is the intention that makes the difference. Otherwise, the practice without intention is merely a physical act. But yoga can be total freedom. It's truly learning how to love ourselves more, and carries with it a reminder to not believe everything we think, especially about ourselves. So allow yourself just to notice the wheels of the mind turning and moving. And then allow the attention just to return back to the sensations of the body and the rhythm of the breath. Feel the breath moving down deep into the belly. Filling up the whole base of the rib cage. The Zen master, Thich Nhat Hanh, reminds us that breath is the bridge which connects life to consciousness, which unites your body to your thoughts. And whenever the mind becomes scattered, we can use the breath as the means to take hold of the mind again. Today, during practice, continue to use the breath as the uniting force for you, finding a sense of calm and peace within. Another deep breath here. And a deep breath out. And then we'll inhale, reach the arms up high to the sky. And exhale, bring the hands down to the heart center. In a prayer position or stacked on the heart. Give yourself a moment to set an intention for your practice today. Maybe that alone is staying present to the breath, calming and quieting those fluctuations of the mind. Inhale, let's reach the arms all the way up overhead, the palms face one another. And we're gonna exhale, side bend to right. So bring your right hand down and reach the left arm overhead. Let that left hip feel heavy, with that big side body stretch. You might even pull the top shoulder back, look up towards the ceiling. One more breath here. And then inhale, lift it back up. And we're gonna go to the next side. Left hand down, stretch over with the right. Or side body stretch here. We're gonna be working with the side body, the lateral bends and twists today. One more breath here. Inhale, lift it up. Let both hands face again, and then you're gonna take the legs all the way out in front of you. So you can use your hands to help if you need to. If you need to. And you're gonna bend the right knee and place the right foot down. You can bring your hand down at any point you need to. Take the right foot, step it over to the left foot, the left side of the thigh. All right, now you can keep the left leg extended, or you can bring that left foot back towards the hip. So we're gonna lower the right knee on top of the left knee, coming into a shoelace pose. So hands, one hand can come down to the ground, support you if you need to. One leg can be extended, or both the knees can be bent. We're going to shoelace, right? So the knees are stacked, feet are out to the sides. We're gonna sit up nice and tall here. Now you're gonna take your right hand out in front of you. Palm faces down. And then you're gonna take the left arm and you're gonna cross it on top, palm faces down. Now bend your elbows, hands keep back to the shoulders. Try to lift those elbows up. Now you can stay here, or you can let the back of the hands come up and tap. Then we're gonna touch one another in front of the face. And keep reaching those elbows or those forearms towards the front of the space. Stay there, or even wrap the palms so the palms touch. So your options here, your arm variation, and in shoelace. Now sitting upright in shoelace can be a lot of sensation already, so feel free to stay here. Or you can begin to bring those elbows down towards the knees, or you can grab a block if you have one, rest it on top of the knees, and kind of rest the elbows on the block. You might be sitting upright, you might be folding, arms are wrapped for eagle. Take a few deep breaths high into the space of the chest. So it's almost like you can breathe into the space between the shoulder blades. Yeah, just a few breaths here, wherever you are. And if this is horrible for you, you can uncross the legs and allow the legs to sit however is best. Try to get into those shoulders though. More breath here. Okay, lift the arms, gently unwind them, stretch them out. And then use your hands, move your block to the side. Bring your hands back behind you. This time, let's just switch the cross of the legs. Give your legs a little bounce for a moment. All right, and then we'll bend the left knee, take the left foot to the outside of the right thigh. Bend the right knee, bring the right foot back if you so choose, not mandatory. Right leg can stay extended. And then the left knee is gonna try to lay down on top of the right. So the legs might be apart. You could always use a block underneath that left knee, or you can squish them together, trying to get those knees to stack. You could already set up your block on your knees here if you know you're gonna want to use it. I'll reach the arms up to the sky. And then exhale, left hand out in front of you. I know it's a balancing trick already with the block on the knee. Left hand out in front of you, palm down, and then right hand out in front on top. Yep. And then wrap wherever feels best, right? So remember, there's the three options. Hands can just rest on elbows, back of the hands together, palms together. Feel lifting and lengthening. Press those forearms away, and then around the spine, letting the elbows come down if you would like. Staying upright is a perfect variation of this expression. Same thing with a different variation of the legs. You can allow the legs to rest however feels best. Give yourself a few breaths here. Once again, imagining you breathe into the shoulders. And allow the breath to help you stay centered and focus on the here and now.
Well, how'd it happen, baby? Our first date was the last day, baby. I know. And then
Two
she's
more breaths
gone,
here.
and I'm a rolling stone up in the cloud.
All right, inhale, lift the body in. Unwind those arms. Move your block. Hands behind you. Stretch out those legs. Give them a little wiggle, a little wobble. And then we're going to come into tabletop. So take your time. Move however you feel best. Let your hands rest underneath the shoulders, knees underneath hips. The feet go directly behind the knees and feel like you're stretching long from tail to head. Now, as you're here, Dharmanasana, press down into the mat as if you can press the floor away from the body. Take a deep breath in and a deep breath out. We're going to inhale, open the right arm towards the sky, opening the chest towards the right side of the face. We're rolling, and exhale, reach the right hand underneath the left arm, all the way to the left, letting the right shoulder hover, and then inhale, reach it back up. We're going to do that 2 more times. Exhale, twist. Inhale, reach. Last one, exhale, twist. This time, twisted table. Let the right shoulder, right side of the face come to the ground or block underneath the head. Let the left hand slide underneath the left shoulder so you can press into that left hand, opening the chest a little more towards the left. Keep pulling the left hip back. Press the back of the right hand down into the ground. And again, try to access that space between the shoulder blades. Take a few deep breaths. One more. You're going to press down into the left hand and inhale, reach that right arm back, open to the sky. And exhale, bring your right hand down. We're going to move to the next side. So inhale, lift the left arm up. Exhale, twist to the right. Inhale, open the arm. Exhale, twist. One more time, reach that left arm high. Exhale, reach to the right. Let the left shoulder, left side of the face rest down. Right hand underneath right elbow. Begin to press into that right hand. Open chest to the right. Try and stack the right shoulder towards being on top of the left. Hug the right hip back. Try to press down to the top of both feet, just as you press down to the back of the left hand. Few deep breaths here. One more. Press that right hand down. Inhale, left arm to the sky. Exhale, both hands down. Tuck the toes. Make your way to your downward dog by lifting the knees, lifting the hips. Give those legs a pedal. Maybe move around, wiggle it. A few breaths here. Allowing yourself to find some movement. All right, take one more big breath. And then exhale, lower the knees back down to the ground. Take the knees nice and wide. Big toes together. Sit back and down, child's pose. Head comes to the ground. Reach those hands all the way out in front of you. Try to keep the arms active. So imagine the arms still in down dog. You're sealing the fingertips to the mat, the whole palm. The inner elbow creases try to shine up towards the sky, so your shoulder blades slide down away from the ears. Take a few deep breaths here. One more. Now you just gently lift the head and walk the hands all the way over to the right. You might stack your left hand on top of the right hand if that feels okay. The hands can stay on the mat or walk all the way off of the mat. Left hip is heavy and the head rests down. I like to rest my head on the left bicep, so notice what feels good to you. Take a deep breath here. One more inhale fully. Exhale completely. Lift the head, move the hands back to center. Inhale. Exhale it on over to the left. Right hand stacked, right hip is heavy. Feel that stretch on the right side body as you rest the head down. Take a couple deep breaths. One more. Inhale, walk it back to center. Keep those hands active on the mat. Press to the ground, reach the hips back just a smidge more. One big breath. Now you're going to slowly lift the hips. Organize the knees so they're hip width apart. Tuck the toes, lift on up for downward dog. Adho Mukha Svanasana. Connect with the hands, feel the hips reach high. Maybe find a little stillness in the body here. Press back to those inner thighs, let the heels feel heavy. I like to let my knees bend here so that I can feel lots of length in my spine. So you can play with bending the knees a little or a lot. One more inhale and exhale. Inhale, lift high onto the heels. Now bend the knees a lot so you can look towards the hands. And then exhale, begin to walk your feet all the way up towards the hands. Remember, you can lift your hands off the mat as soon as you can no longer get closer to the feet. Bring your hands to the shins. Ardha Uttanasana, you're in a halfway lift. Feet are hip width and parallel. Press into the four corners of the feet. Press those inner thighs back and let the weight shift towards the balls of the feet, but still keep the heels heavy on the ground. Knit the low ribs in. Imagine you're still pressing the whole back body up towards the ceiling, including the back of the head. Gaze is down to the floor in front of you. Deep breath in. Deep breath out. One more inhale. Bend the knees a lot. Exhale, fold. Uttanasana. Ragdoll variation. You can let the arms dangle or hold on to opposite elbows. Give yourself a moment. Sway side to side. Shake the head yes or shake the head no. And if you always hold onto the elbows the same way, maybe today you try to switch it up. Use the opposite arm, the opposite crux of the arm. Once again, check in with yourself. Notice your intention, your breath. This whole upper body just drapes over the legs. One more breath here. Release the hands down. We're going to roll up one vertebra at a time. So bend those knees, pull the belly in, stack one backbone on top of the other as you begin to rise. The shoulders roll up, back, and down. Chin comes level with the ground. Palms face forward. Tadasana, mountain pose. You arrive in your standing position. Begin to feel the four corners of the feet root the ground. Right below the big toe, right below the pinky toe, and both sides of the heels. Put the toes off the ground. Give them a little wiggle, and then try to spread them wide and place them back onto the ground without excess gripping. The four corners of the foot press down, and imagine the four corners pull together, creating like a suction cup from the arches of the feet, sending energy all the way up the spine towards the top of the head. Inhale, reach the arms overhead. Exhale, fold over the legs for Uttanasana. Head comes towards the mat. Inhale, lift up halfway, hands to shins or thighs. Exhale, fold. Stand up, reach up, big inhale. Exhale, let the right hand come down to your right thigh. Take the left hand over towards the right. Your side bending here again. Take a deep breath in. Deep breath out. Inhale, both arms lift. Left hand to the left side, reach over with the right. Deep breath in. Deep breath out. Inhale, lift up. Exhale, open arm twist. Take your right hand behind you, left in front of you. Let the chest face the right. The hips might move. Inhale, lift the hands back up to the sky, face forward. Exhale, twist to the left. Inhale, back to center. Exhale, fold over the legs, lead with the heart. Inhale, halfway lift, hands to shins. Exhale, this time let's step it back, plank pose, bend the knees, plant those hands. Remember, knees can be lifted or lowered. No matter where you are though, press back to the heels. Feel like the breastbone reaches through the gates of the arms, shoulders slide away from the ears. Now actively press the ground away. And you're gonna hold on to that sensation of resistance, like the whole back is reaching towards the sky. Keeping that resistance, hug the elbows towards the waist and begin to slowly lower to the ground. Belly and chest should hit around the same time. Point the toes back. Press actively into the tops of the feet. You'll feel the kneecaps lift off the ground. Press the pubic bone down so you can really engage the belly. And for cobra pose, begin to float the chest off the floor. Inhale. Exhale, lower back down. 2 more times like that. Slide the shoulders away from the ears. Inhale, lift and lengthen. And exhale, lower. One more time. Inhale. And exhale, lower to the mat. Tuck the toes, engage the core on your exhale. Inhale, lift your plank. Exhale, downward dog, lift those hips up and back. 3 breaths here. Feel the connection of the hands to the floor. Press the floor away, trying to reach those hips high. Remember, bend the knees as much as you need. Press the thigh bones back, let the heels feel heavy. Transfer some of the weight to the back body, to your legs, so your wrists can get a little break. 1 more breath here. Let it go. Bend the knees, look forward, inhale. Exhale, make your way to the top of the mat, walk and step and copy. Half lift, inhale. Full exhale. Stand up, reach up, big inhale. Exhale, hands to heart. All right, so you're gonna keep the legs as they are. Feet are hip width and parallel. Okay, so if they aren't, go ahead and fix that, adjust that. All right, now we're gonna pull the belly in so you'll feel the tailbone reaching down. Press into those heels like you can lengthen the head up higher. Take an inhale. Now exhale, begin to bend the knees, sit back and down, Utkatasana, chair pose. Belly pulls in, heart reaches towards thumbs. Now keep your arms here. You can let the hands rest on the shoulder, kind of like we did for eagle, or you begin to reach the arms all the way up overhead, palms face like we did when we were sitting. Shoulders slide down the back, take a big inhale, and a big exhale. You got it, keep doing. 1 more. All right, exhale, fold over the legs. Release the hands down. Inhale, lift halfway. Exhale, fold. Stand up, reach up, big inhale. All right, now exhale, chair pose, sit back and down. We're gonna take open arm twist. So whether your arms are lifted or at your heart center, you're gonna try to keep both knees facing forward. So feel the corners of the foot press down, feel the belly pull in, and imagine the muscles, the legs, the thighs are hugging the bones, right? Those legs are active, gonna stay nice and still. Take an inhale. Now you're gonna twist the torso to the right, bring your right hand back behind you, the left reach in front of you. Pause. Look down at your left knee. See if it's jutting out forward. If it is, pull the left hip back and take a breath, look back over to the right. Deep breath in. Deep breath out. Whew. Inhale, back to center, arms up, stand up. Exhale, chair. Deep breath in. Exhale, open arm twist to the left hand behind, right in front. Look down at your right knee, pull that right hip back, so the hips and knees are forward. Now look over towards the left. Take a breath here. Inhale, chair, reach the arms up. Exhale, still a little lower. You got it. Inhale, stand up, reach up. Exhale, hands to your heart and pause. Whew. Deep breath here. All right, inhale, arms to the sky. Exhale, fold over those legs with the heart. Half lift, inhale. Exhale to your plank, top of the push-up. Seal those hands firmly to the mat. Remember, let the body stay engaged, the whole strength, every muscle activated here, like you're hugging towards the midline of the body. The muscles are hugging the bones as you actively press the ground away. Take another breath. With resistance, begin to lower to the floor, hugging those elbows in. Point the toes back. Right, this time we're going to set up for a hovering cobra. So give yourself a moment, maybe even rest the forehead down. Press down into the top of the feet. Kneecaps lift. Pubic bone presses down to the front of your pelvis. Feel the low belly pulling up and in. It might feel like the tailbone begins to reach towards the heels. Now, before you lift your head, slide the shoulders away from the ears. You'll begin to feel the shoulders kind of lift off the ground. Exhale. Now, inhale, begin to float the chest. Imagine the crown of the head reaching long away from the tail. Now, before you lift your hands, imagine a hand sliding backwards on that, like you can lengthen the front body farther away from the toes. Now, using the effort of the energy of the triceps, right, the back of the upper arms, imagine you lift the hands off the mat. It might actually lift. Maybe it's just hovering, like barely lifting, and that's perfect. Maybe you can get some height, and that's okay too. Take a breath. Let it go. All right, one more big inhale. You got this. Exhale, lower all the way to the ground. Tuck the toes, activate through the core again. Exhale, feel those legs strong. Inhale, lift to your plank. Exhale to your downward dog. Hips are high. Deep breath in. Deep breath out. One more. Let it go. Bend the knees, lift the gaze. Make your way to the top of the mat. Half lift on your inhale. Hold, exhale. Let's take another breath here. Inhale, lift halfway. All right, exhale. You're gonna bend the knees and you're gonna step the left foot back. All right, now we're gonna lower the left heel down. So you're setting up for warrior two. The toes face the left. Right knee stays bent over the ankle, and you're gonna stand up, reaching the heart to the left, the arms out wide like the feet. Give yourself some space. If you need to widen the space, wiggle out those feet. Imagine pressing the right shin forward and squeezing the right knee open towards the pinky so you can see your big toe. Press to the pinky toe side of the left foot, the knife edge of the foot. Imagine pulling both feet together and allow the back hip, that left hip, to sink just a little. Take a deep breath in. Deep breath out. One more. Straighten the right knee, reach the arms to the sky if that feels good. And then exhale, bend the right knee, warrior two, open the arms out long. All right, we're gonna do that again. Straighten the right knee, reach both arms to the sky. And then exhale, bend the right knee, warrior two, arms out long. All right, one more time. Straighten the knee, arms up. Exhale, warrior two, hold it here. Flip the right hand. Bring your left hand to your left thigh, reverse your warrior. Imagine stretching the right hand all the way towards the back of your space. Press the left thigh up into that left hand. Let the left hip keep sinking. One more breath here. All right, we're gonna cartwheel our hands all the way down to the mat. So cartwheel those hands, spin onto the ball of the left foot, bring your hands down. You're gonna lower the left knee. You can feel free to keep it up and lift it if you want that extra energy. And we're gonna open that chest to the right, so lift the right hand to the sky. Now as you do so, slide the left shoulder away from the ear, and know that you can always use your right hand on your right thigh to help open the chest a little bit more. Keep hugging the right hip in and trying to bend that right knee over the ankle. Take a couple deep breaths. Now, if you want that extra energy, you can lift the left knee and imagine pressing back to the left heel like that and lifting that left thigh up towards the sky. One more breath. All right, exhale, right hand comes down. Now you want to step your left knee underneath your left hip. So it's either going to have to come forward or you're going to lower it to the ground. You can use blocks underneath your hands here if that makes this more accessible. I'm going to go ahead and grab mine. So if you don't have yours nearby, maybe you want to grab them. All right, cool. We're going to take floating tabletop or hovering tabletop, one leg tabletop. Basically, you're going to step that right leg, just float back. Toes face the ground, right? So you could be on blocks or your hands could be on the ground. You're gonna hug that left hip in. So if you look back, the hip is stacked over the knee. Right toes face towards the ground. And you're imagine lifting up from the inner right thigh, letting the outer right hip roll down slightly, keeping the pelvis neutral. Actively press the ground away. Now you can stay here, or you can begin to walk that left hand forward and play with floating it up off the ground. Feeling length from heel to fingertips for balancing table now. Take a deep breath here. Now you can stay here. You can lower the left hand back down if you want. But we're gonna curl the knee in towards the chest and around the spine like cat pose. If your arm is lifted, bring the elbow to meet the thigh. And then inhale, lengthen. 2 more times, exhale, curl it in. Inhale, reach. Last one, curl it in. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, tabletop. Woo. Give yourself a wiggle. Touch toes, downward dog. Deep breath in. Deep breath out. 2 more. Last one. Bend the knees forward, inhale. Exhale, make your way to the top of the mat. Half lift, hands to shins, inhale. Next side, plant the hands, step the right foot back. Step for your warrior 2, heel spirals down. Check in, you have that left heel intersecting the right arch. And we're gonna stand up facing the right, arms out wide. Or you can even take that variation with the arms over the shoulders, crossing the arms to the body, or letting the hands rest on the hips. Now press into the feet, the 4 corners of both feet. As you sink that right hip, check in on your left knee, make sure it's squeezing open. You can see your big toe. Shoulder blades relax down the back. And imagine tucking the shoulder blades together, and imagine pulling the feet together. Gaze over that little finger. One more big breath. Okay, straighten that left knee. Let both arms reach towards the sky. And then exhale, bend the left knee, arms come back down to warrior 2. 2 more times. Inhale, reach and lengthen. Exhale, bend. 1 more. And exhale, warrior 2. Reverse the warrior, flip the left palm, right hand comes to right thigh, stretch it all the way towards the back of your space. Bending into that left knee, squeeze the left knee open, and imagine the right thigh lifting towards the right hand. You're still pressing actively to that leg. 1 more breath here. Now exhale, cartwheel hands down to frame the front foot, spin onto the ball of the right foot. Remember, you can keep the leg lifted or lowered. We're gonna twist to left. Your left hand lifts up towards the sky. Keep your right hand planted underneath your right shoulder. Slide that right shoulder down away from the ears. Left hand can be lifting or it can be on your hip or your thigh. Keep squeezing that left knee in towards the midline of the body. Right knee can be down or you're pressing the thigh up towards the ceiling. 2 more breaths here, you got it. 1 more. All right, left hand comes down. Step that right knee underneath the right hip. So you're gonna step back into your balancing table. Use your blocks if you want to underneath your hands. Left leg goes back. Floating off the ground up there. The left foot is flexed, pressing that heel back behind you. Remember, inner thigh helps lift. Outer hip rolls down a little so you can keep that right hip over the right knee. Press the ground away actively. Stay here or reach the right arm forward. Take a breath in. breath out. All right, any variation here. Inhale fully. Maybe you bring the knee to the elbow, round the spine. Inhale, reach and lengthen. Exhale, roll in. Inhale, lengthen. Last one, crunch it in. Inhale, reach. Exhale, tabletop. Take the knees wide, big toes together, sit back and down. Rest the head on the mat or block for a moment, child's pose. 2 breaths. Okay. Slowly, we're gonna lift back up into downward dog. So take your time. Feel the feet planting, the hands planting. All right, now the hands are crucial to this portion, okay? So you're gonna spread wide through the fingers, press down through the whole palm, especially the webbing between the index finger and the thumb. Let the thumb rest in about half their width, right? So not full extension. Now, let the elbow creases shine forward, right? So you're trying to imagine both hands are opening pickle jars, like you're twisting out towards the edge of the mat. So opening 2 jars that have different tractions. I don't know, weird, that's the thing. All right, so imagine open those jars. You'll feel the shoulder blades slide down the back. Lift those hips high. Step the feet together so the big toes might touch. Now you're gonna inhale, you're gonna bend the left knee and float the right foot high towards the sky. So just like you did get a second ago in balancing table, you're lifting from the inner right thigh and the outer right hip rolls down. The more active you are in that foot, by pressing it back behind you, lengthening it, you'll feel a little bit lighter. All right, now lift the left heel high off the ground. You're gonna look towards the hands, hug the knee in toward the chest, slide the shoulders over the wrist like length. And then inhale, lift that right foot high to the sky. All right, one more time like that. That's gonna help us step forward. So left heel high, right knee to chest, look forward, step the right foot by the right hand. You can use your right hand to help the stack so the knee is over the ankle. Lower the left knee, untuck the toes. Anjaneyasana, bring your hands to your hips, your thighs, or to the sky. Imagine pulling the feet together. Imagine there's a zipper from your low pubic bone or from the pelvis, the pelvic floor, all the way to the breastbone. So you can zipper up that core. Soften around the shoulders and the jaw as you sink those hips towards the front right corner of the mat. Take another breath here. One more inhale. Exhale, hands down. Use your blocks here. So I'm gonna use my blocks on the highest height. That is how I suggest you as well. We're gonna either, you have an option, you can stay with that left knee down and straighten the right leg, bring the hips back for half splits. The other option, which I will encourage if it feels okay, is gonna be to tuck the left toes, lift the left knee, same action, walk the hands back, straighten the right leg as much as the body allows, a pyramid. So you're hugging the right hip back, reaching the breastbone and the head forward. And if it feels okay and you want to fold, you can. But remember, left knee down is also option here. You can fold as much as you want. I kind of like to stay lifted, so know that that's an option as well. If you're feeling it, you're doing it. Left heel is heavy, right hip is pulling back. Press in the right big toe. One more breath here. All right. So if your knee is lowered, you're gonna begin to lift it up. And we're gonna all bend the right knee over the ankle. Walk your hands back underneath your shoulders. You're in your low lunge. Now you're gonna walk your hands forward with the foot. So you have to reach forward for your blocks. We're gonna come into supported warrior 3. Now, in order to make this transition more gentle to the body, you'll step that left foot in. If you're ready and you just want to straighten that right leg and pop that left leg up, you can, okay? Or you're gonna take your time pressing that right foot, begin to straighten the right leg, walk your hands a little more forward so they stay underneath your shoulders if you need to, and then begin to float that left foot up. It could just be a little bit, but stay active through that left foot. Imagine the left inner thigh lifting and that left outer hip rolling down. Feel length from the head to heel here. Now, if you really want to fire up your challenge, you can reach the right arm forward. Okay, I'm not going to because balancing, talking is all a lot. All right, so if you want to though, no, that's an option. Otherwise, we're gonna curl the spine like a cat, bring the knee towards the chest, exhale. Inhale, reach, open the heart again, and exhale. Let's do it 2 more times if you want to. 1 more inhale, exhale, curl it in, inhale, reach, exhale, lower the left foot to meet the right, lift up halfway, exhale, fold. All right, we're gonna take a little stretch for that right hip. It's like mine, I know it's talking to me right now. So lift up halfway, bring a block underneath the heart and let your left hand rest so it's centered underneath the chest. Bring your right hand to your right hip, and that left knee, open the chest to the right. Hug the right hip back. And if it feels okay, you can reach the right arm to the sky. Press firmly into that right foot as you imagine pressing the right hip back. That's gonna help lengthen the muscles on the outside of that right leg, getting a little stretch in there. Take a couple breaths. Try to relax the shoulders, the neck, and the jaw. 1 more inhale. Exhale, bring both hands back down for your half lift, Ardha Uttanasana. Exhale, fold. Half lift, inhale. Exhale, bend the knees, plant the hands, step to your downward dog. Feet towards one another. Press into those hands. Remember, arms are crucial here. You check in, find that alignment towards yourself, right? Spinning those hands open, swinging the hands to the mat, shoulders sliding down the back. Stepping the feet together will lift the left foot high. Toes face down. Inner thigh lifts. Couple breaths here. The right knee can bend as much as you want. All right, we're gonna lift the right heel high off the ground. Remember, hug the left knee towards the chest. Look forward, slide the shoulders over the wrist. Now inhale, lift it back up, 3-legged dog. Same momentum is gonna help you step forward. Right heel high, exhale, knee to chest, shoulders over wrist, press the ground away, step that foot forward. Use your left hand to help it. Right knee down, untuck the toes. Anjaneyasana, hands to hips, thigh to the sky. Pull his feet together, zip up the belly, sink the hips, and soften the shoulders. Couple of breaths here. One more. Exhale, hands down. Half splits or pyramid, grab those blocks. Tuck the right toes, lift the right knee. Begin to straighten the left leg a little or a lot as you send the left hip back. Hands under shoulders will keep you most supported, okay? Right heel is heavy. Feel length in the spine and fold if you want to. Notice the mind, thinking, processing. How can you allow it to stay present with the breath, the sensations? If your right knee's down, we're gonna go ahead and lift it, and we're all gonna bend the left knee and then the ankle, or the knee over the ankle. I almost said ankle over wrist. Weird. All right, so the hands move forward, wrists underneath shoulders. And then you're gonna move it even more forward. Now you might have to move the blocks a couple times forward, right? So they stay underneath your shoulders. As many steps as you need to take that right foot in. You're gonna straighten that left knee, lift the right foot for your warrior 3 variation. Hands on blocks. Right foot stretches behind you, inner thigh lifts, right hip rolls down, actively press into that left foot, like the left hip can lift a little. Soft bend in that left knee also helps here, okay? Option, left arm reaches forward. You can keep that left arm forward. You can stay there, or you can curl elbow to knee or knee to chest, round the spine. Exhale. Inhale, lengthen, reach the head away from the foot. And then exhale, curl it in. Inhale, reach. One more time, big work here. Inhale, reach. Exhale, fold. Let that right foot come down. Drape the body over the legs. Take a deep breath. Inhale, lift halfway. Hand on blocks, bring that right block, right hand underneath the chest. Left hand to hip. Bend the right knee a lot. Open the chest to the left as you pull the left hip back. Still keep pressing into the big toe of that left foot also. Just twisting the backs. Hopefully we're getting a nice little juicy stretch here in that hip and thigh. You can lift the left arm to the sky if you want to. 2 more breaths here. All right, unwind, bring that left hand back down to your block. Lift up halfway. Exhale, hold. Half lift, inhale. Plant the hands, step to tabletop. We're gonna take melting heart. So use your block if you want to. Remember, if you're working with shoulder injuries, you can just bring the forearms down to the ground. Otherwise, you're gonna reach the hands forward and then try to rest the head or the chest towards the mat or a block. Most sensation here is pressing into the hands, keeping elbows lifted. Keep pressing through the tops of the feet. Elbows down will provide a little more softness. Even more would be bending the hands towards one another, bend the elbows, the hands face one another, stacking forearms. And the forearms are parallel to the shoulders of the mat, and your head can rest on the back of the hands. Give yourself a few breaths here. So close to slip and it's dangerous. So close to you, it's outrageous. I don't just want it, I crave it. All right, we're going to lift up. Bring those hands back underneath the shoulders. And we're going to take a child's pose. So option here, bring the knees together. Sit back and down with the head to the mat, hands by your side. Or of course, if your favorite option is the way we took it in the beginning class with the knees wide and arms extended, you may do so as well. Take a couple breaths here. Don't know why I hesitated. Should have jumped in, but I waited. I don't just want it, I crave it. Okay, nice and slowly, hands underneath shoulders. You'll lift your body up into a tabletop. Slide the feet to one side, let the bottom come to the ground. Extend the legs all the way out in front of you. Now scoot down towards the top of the mat. And we're gonna take the feet as close to you as you can towards one another, trying to squeeze the thighs together. So there might be some space, and that's okay, but try to allow your legs to still stay pressing, your feet pressing down into the ground, your legs staying close to center. You're gonna use your hands on your shins and imagine lifting up. So I really have to really imagine lengthening, like you're pulling the belly in, softening the shoulders away from the ears. Now you're gonna try to really wrap the left arm around the legs. So you're gonna try to bring that elbow all the way to the left knee or to the shin and reach that left hand around to the right leg. Now you're gonna reach the right arm to the sky. You're going to open arm twist. As you twist the chest to the right, bring your right arm all the way behind you. Keep squeezing those legs towards center. And then exhale, bring the right hand back on the ground like a kickstand. Press your right hand into the ground, lift up nice and tall with your inhale. And then exhale, twist, looking back over the right shoulder. Keep squeezing those legs together. That's going to neutralize and stabilize the pelvis as we begin to really work this twist into the thoracic, the least flexible region of the spine. Even though your breath might be restricted here, can you still try to deepen it as much as you can? All right, now really hold on to the legs with that left hand. Get light in the right hand. You got to use your core. Inhale, reach the right arm back up to the sky. Exhale, take your right hand across the shins. Really give the legs a squeeze here. And then inhale, lift the left arm up to the sky. And then exhale, open arm twist. Squeeze those legs together. Let the left hand come down. Sit up tall. Use your hand as like a little kickstand. Elevate it. Squeeze into middle with those legs. Inhale. Exhale, twist. You might even look over the shoulder. Couple breaths here. Engage that belly, sit tall, get light in the left hand. Inhale, left hand back high. Exhale, take the arm around both shins. Pull your chin to your chest, round the spine like you could get the forehead to the knees. Take a breath here. One more. Okay, sit up tall, release the arms, bring the hand to the ground beside the hips, and you're going to slowly lower yourself down to your back. So make sure you have lots of space behind you. You don't want to lay on your blocks or anything. Grab a block. Just kidding. Okay, lay on back down. All right, so now that you're here, we're going to lift the right foot to the sky. So both knees are bent, feet are flat on the floor. Lift the right foot high. Now roll your ankle to the right. Nice ankle rolls. Now roll your ankle to the other way. And then you're going to point and flex. Point, flex, point, flex, point again. Now flex again. Pull those toes back towards the head like you're pressing the heel to the sky. Bend the right knee and cross the ankle over the left leg. Now you can use your right hand here, press the right thigh away. Now remember, this feels really juicy. If you're like, oh man, I don't want to leave this stretch, stay here then. If you like to take figure 4, you're going to begin to engage the core a little. Bring your left leg towards the chest. I like to use the left hand behind the left thigh, and I like to keep my right hand on my right thigh, pressing it open. Now, if it feels better, you can take your right hand, thread it in between the legs, and hold on to your left thigh as well. Remember, we want the head, neck, and shoulders to relax as much as you can. So you can even use a block underneath the head if that feels better. Couple deep breaths here. Okay, nice and slowly, we'll begin to release the hands, let the left foot lower. Reach that right foot back up to the sky. And exhale, right foot down to meet the left. Now we're just going to go to the next side. So we're taking figure 4, left foot to the sky. And roll the ankle one way. Roll it the other. Yellow snacks, sparkle pops out. And point and flex, point and flex. One more time. Hold the flex position like you're pressing the heel to the sky. Bend the knee, cross the ankle over the right thigh. Left hand to left thigh, press it away. Option to stay. Or engage your belly, bring your right thigh towards the chest, take your right hand around the back of the right thigh. Stay here or use your left hand to reach behind the thigh as well. Head, neck, and shoulders relax. Give yourself some space between the two sets of teeth so you're not clenching the jaw. One more big breath. All right, slowly lower that right foot down. Lift the left foot high. Lower the left foot down. Both feet are pressing down into the ground. You're gonna press into those feet, lift the hips. For a supported bridge, use that block, slide it underneath your sacrum. So maybe you just have a blanket or a pillow you can use, that's perfect as well. Sacrum rests on the block, feet are hip width, arms can rest out by your side, palms up, let the whole body soften here. Now your block can be on either the first or the second height, but I wouldn't go any higher because I'm gonna offer waterfall or legs up the wall without the wall, vritta karani. So you can begin with just one foot, reach one foot to the sky. Often if you start with one foot, you'll notice if you need to shift your block for balance, and then bring the next foot up. Now this pose, waterfall, is an awesome thing to do at the end of a long day, as it really aids the venous return and promotes immunity by also stimulating the lymph system. So allow yourself just to soften into it. Notice any sensations you might feel. Sometimes there's warmth moving down the legs, into the belly and the chest. And that's a natural occurrence as the circulation changes in the body. If this becomes too intense or feels uncomfortable for any reason, know that you can bring the feet back down for your supported bridge. And if your low back is feeling it and is not enjoying it today, allow yourself to make your way to your final rest. Now, if you know there's another pose that you'll feel incomplete without, gently lower your feet down with the hips and make your way to whatever final poses you would like. We have just a few more moments, a few more breaths before we all will meet in our Shavasana. All right, if your legs are still lifted, slowly, one at a time, begin to lower them down. You'll press both feet into the ground to lift the hips. Use your hands, slide the block out from underneath the hips, and lower the hips back down. If you'd like to take a squeeze or a sway of the knees side to side, that might feel nice. Maybe curl into a ball for Apanasana. And then allow yourself to make your way to your final rest. So this pose, final rest, is great for the nervous system to find some balance and harmony. So you want to find a place that you feel at ease in. So that could be laying down on your belly, on your back, on your side. It could be sitting for meditation. Wherever you are, just allow your whole body to feel a sense of softness, like the muscles just drape around the bones. Let go of any control of the breath. Just give yourself a few moments to soften here. we'll allow the breath to begin to deepen, inviting awareness back to the body and the mind, inviting movement to the fingers and the toes. If you'd like to take a big stretch, reach the arms behind you, feet out in front. And maybe we begin to roll to one side, giving the body a way to equalize itself. And then when you're ready, we'll slowly begin to press ourselves up to a comfortable seat, sitting however feels best to you, letting the head reach towards the sky, shoulders slide on the back. Let the hands rest wherever you feel the most connection to self. So maybe that's just your thighs, resting on your belly, your heart, or in prayer. Can you express a little gratitude for this body, for the movement it manages to get through, for the movement that you can feel and enjoy? May we all connect with the breath a little more deeply this week, allowing it to be a way to calm the mind, to quiet excess thinking, and find a place of stability and center. Let's take a deep breath in through the nose. HA, sigh out the mouth. And together we bow. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, friends, for joining today, for allowing me to help you move your body. It was a pleasure as always.